Okay, so RuPaul's Drag Race, child. It started with the girls, they coming back from deliberation, and the girl that got sent home was India Farah. So now it's down to Alexis, Shay, Blair, Cracker, and Jujubee. Yeah. So the girl who got sent home was India Farah. Y'all know right before India Farah got sent home, she revealed some tea to Shea Coulee. She revealed that allegedly, that both Alexis Mateo and Mayhem Miller was trying to plot to get rid of Shea Coulee. That's a little upsetting. Mayhem Miller being a black queen, and we're trying to send another sister girl home, and y'all the only two. But anyway, Shea Coulee is that bitch. She is. I have to check Shay sometimes because Shay can get quite cocky, but Shay is a very talented queen. She's a very talented person. So I mean, I kind of don't blame her. She's that bitch. She is. But anyway, so India told Shay that Shay's feeling two kinds of ways. Everybody's feeling two kinds of ways. They kind of don't know what to think. India's never given them a reason for them not to believe her before, right? But with that said, people are desperate when it comes to them going home. So really, it could kind of like go either way. But Shay been looking at Alexis funny because of just because of Alexis had voted her before in the bottom. So it's just it's super odd, child. It's a little weird. Oh, also last week Alexis was in the bottom, and Miss Vanjie, she was the lip sync assassin, and it was Shay versus Miss Vanjie, I think. Maybe was it Shay versus Miss Vanjie? I don't know, whatever. But anyway, yeah, it was Shay versus Miss Vanjie, and then Shay decided to send India Farah home. Now, Shay could have been real petty and sent Alexis home, but she was trying to be fair. Because to be fair, India had the worst track record out of all the girls. So technically, it was time for India Farah to go home. But India Farah, you have nothing to feel sorry about. India Farah, you slayed, you showed out. I've always been a fan of hers, but I'm even more of a fan of India Farah's. I'm always rooting for the underdog. And India Farah is definitely one of those people that is an underdog. And much respect. But it is interesting how she waited till last minute to throw Alexis under the bus but still, like I said, desperate time, desperate measures. India had been in the bottom more than any other queen, and so she was just doing what she had to do. Now, with that said, do I believe that Alexis and Mayhem did go to India and try to get her to vote for Shay to get Shay kicked out? Yes, I do believe that. I do. As much as I love Alexis, I think Alexis is hilarious and talented, but I do believe that. I do. And honestly, that just boils down to personal. They were closer friends. Mariah and Mayhem are best friends, and Alexis and Mariah are really good friends, and Mariah was on the chopping block that week. So of course you're going to try to save your friend. At some point it does end up just being personal. People, once you get to a certain level, people play the game how they want to play the game. And that's just the hard truth about it. Yeah. So anyway, RuPaul came in and they had a challenge, which I thought was dumb. Their challenge this week was what was it? To get country cousins. Yeah, they had a sewing challenge first of all, and they had a country cousins challenge. So RuPaul would have his sisters there two of them. I think he has three sisters. An older sister and I think two younger sisters. Anyway, or maybe it's an older sister, then it's a middle sister, then Rupaul, then the baby sister. I think that's how it goes. Anyway, so we're having his sisters and his family there. They're going to be in the audience, and basically the girls are going to come out as country cousins, just coming to the cookout. At first I thought it was an odd challenge, and I still do. I don't know. I think they've done so much with RuPaul's Drag Race. I think they're kind of at a standstill when it comes to certain challenges, and it's hard to spice it. This thing has been on for years now, so trying to spice it up at this point is difficult because they've done almost everything. So, yeah. Jujubee does not know how to sew. The main one sitting there popping them gums, talking all that crap, don't know how to sew. That's what I'm saying. You can't, if you don't walk the walk and talk the talk, and if you're not that bad all the way around, then you just need to just be a little bit more humble. Not saying Juju's totally arrogant or nothing. She's not, but Juju, she got mouth. And I'm just like, well, sis, and it was interesting when it got to the challenge. All the girls needed help from Shay. Shay Coulee was also using that to her advantage, though, because she was also, God forbid they don't give her credit, or something goes down, she can always be like, oh, y'all gonna do me like that after I helped y'all. I mean, she did it out of the kindness of her heart, but this is a competition at the end of the day. She's trying to get all the girls on her side, so that case, if she lands in the bottom, they'll save her. That's pretty much what it boils down to. Because at this point, now they're down to the top 5 girls. Now it's nobody's no longer safe. So they're gonna have one girl that win the challenge, and everybody else is in the bottom and subject to go home. Horrible, right? But it is what it is, child. So yeah, I was like, look at Miss Shay. So RuPaul, she went around to all the girls and talked. Shay Coulee had me bawling in tears because she had a very sad story. She talked about her father, being in the military, and just growing up and being black and gay and all those good old challenges, right? And she said that her dream was to have her father in the audience looking at her son, dipping it and doing it. Well, she did not get that dream because her father passed away. And then shortly after that, she said her older sister passed away as well. So horrible. And, she was in tears, and, RuPaul, RuPaul looked like she was emotional. But not one tear dropped. And I'm saying that to say this. After Ru left Shay, she went over there to Jujubee. And Jujubee told the story about, her substance abuse and things she's been through, and how she has had friends in her life that have helped her. And RuPaul started crying, and she was just like, yeah, those friends, she would not be here if it wasn't for those friends that helped her along the way. And so, I was just like, maybe hearing two, kind of sad stories, or definitely sad stories, kind of made RuPaul get emotional. Then we've seen Ru get emotional before, but maybe that at that moment she just couldn't help it. But it was just interesting to me how I'm just my opinion, not saying that she didn't, but it just seemed like she had a closer understanding or connection to what Jujubee was saying versus what Shay was saying. And I'm like, you're more closer to Shay than it is Jujubee, both being black and etc., right? But that's just interesting. But RuPaul in some of her ways, that's a whole nother video, right? I mean, the girls have read RuPaul here and there about certain alleged coonish behavior and all that kind of stuff, so we're gonna let it go. This is a different video. So yeah, Do the girls get in groups? No, I don't think they get in groups. But anyway, they're off in their own challenge, sewing their stuff, whatever, sewing their country cousins' outfits. Blair Sinclair, she's feeling herself. She's all up in her gig. I like Blair Sinclair a lot. I think she's beautiful. I think she's talented. All the good stuff. But Blair Sinclair is boring. There's a certain pizzazz that I don't feel like she has to her personality. That makes me like, oh, I can't wait to go follow Blair Sinclair to see what's going on and click on her. If anything, it would just be a follow or something just because of, how she looks and her outfits. But, beauty and fashion can only get you so far, sweetheart. And she is likable. People do like her. I like her, like I said. But she definitely feels herself a lot more than what I feel like she can deliver. But, we'll move on. So we get to the Country Cousins Challenge. Miss Cracker's there. Miss Cracker was hilarious. She came out there as a hillbilly. It was so funny. Shea Coulee character, it was typical ghetto Shaquisha, whatever her name was. And I'm sure every black person has that, I'm gonna call it a spike. Some people call it hood, but I would say every black person has that in them, and whatever. But for some black people, it's like when they play up their ghetto role, it's just very like a little cringy and a little, because they're so opposite of who they are in real life, or at least they just cover it up. Because Shay don't look like she been in the hood in a while, or that she even came from the hood, like a lot of us did. But whatever. But she played that up, and it wasn't that funny. Blair St. Clair, she came out in a rock and roll outfit. She always looks good, Blair. But it fell flat. Who else? Alexis Mateo. She came out there as the Puerto Rican cousin. I mean, it was cute, but I mean, it was nothing that we haven't seen before from Alexis. But Jujubee slayed. She had on this big old hat. It was so funny. Jujubee did it. So after they took off those outfits, they got into their main outfits. Blair Sinclair looked like she had on the tablecloth, just wrapped around. Shay outfit looked unfinished. Yeah. Miss Cracker looked cute. And Jujubee looked cute. Alexis, though, was the best in my opinion. She had on this beautiful dress, and she actually had on a floating device at the bottom for the pool. So that was really cool. Let me see. Okay, this is what Alexis had on. And they had to use, cookout material, so she used red Solo cups at the top of her dress. Super cool, super creative. Jujubee looked really cute too. They kind of read Jujubee for her stitching on her dress. But I mean, that lady did the best that she could in the moment. But being on RuPaul's Drag Race and don't know how to sew at this point is a little like, come on now. Okay, so who was in the top who was it? It was Miss Cracker. And so the lip sync assassin was the one and only, thick and juicy, Miss Roxy Andrews. Roxy Andrews as a personality was never anybody I necessarily liked. I just felt like she bullied Jinx Monsoon, and she just had an attitude. And yeah, one of those super cocky people. Now she's super talented, and she's super beautiful. Roxy Andrews, she's super dope. But there's just no need for all that. But all that's just a cover-up, child, because you're shaking in your boots because you're worried about your position. Darling, you getting kicked out the competition. But, whatever. So, Roxy Andrews came out. They did, One last time, I need to be the one that takes you home. By Ariana Grande. Boring. I was so disappointed. Cracker was boring. Roxy was boring. It was tired. Almost all the way through until the end. And Roxanne Andrews kicked it up and she took off her outfit and she just had her butt out and Roxy's ass saved the day. I'll say that. Roxy Andrews ended up winning the lip sync, and the lipstick that she had was Alexis Mateo, child. Now all the girls was feeling some kind of way about what India said. They no longer trusted Alexis, and so they put Alexis out of the competition. In my opinion, did Alexis Mateo deserve to go? Not really. But we can say that about a lot of the girls. And on this season of All Stars, on past seasons of All Stars, on past seasons of Drag Race. I mean, but it's just how things go. Alexis is going to be okay. Alexis in India was cool. And Michelle Visage, she went backstage to check on Alexis. Alexis said, I knew that this was going to happen. And me and India are no longer friends, but we actually work together in Vegas. So that's going to be interesting when Alexis and India meet back up. But like I said, I don't think India's lying at all. But it's interesting you held that secret, but you waited until your ass was going to go home to finally spill the beans. You know, if you feel like something wasn't right from the beginning, speak up on it. But I guess I see both sides, because India was just like, well, look, I don't know if these hoes really for me or not, so I'm going to save that tea until I can use it. But, you know, unfortunately, probably if India had a better track record, she probably would have stayed another week. But, yeah. Like I said, India did good. Alexis is legendary. And, you know, there you go. Whatever. No need to get too mad. It's a competition, right? So, the top 4 girls we have Jujubee, Shay, Miss Cracker, and Blair St. Clair. Is this the 4 that I was thinking? I think I did. Yeah, I expected these to be the top 4, or maybe take out Blair and put in Alexis or something. No, probably Angina was supposed to be in that top 5 for me as well. Top 4. I think I said Shay, Angina, Jujubee, and Miss Cracker. I think whatever. But yeah, it's interesting. You never quite know how things are gonna shake out. So we are the top 4. Now, RuPaul has not done the whole thing of her inviting all the girls back yet. So we gonna see when that happens, because we know it's coming. Because they just not go, because otherwise it's gonna be a short season. So we gonna see what happens. We gonna see. With that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at TheSkinsWar on Instagram and Twitter. At TheSkinsWar89 on Snapchat. Chase King on Facebook. Mr. Chalaki on Cash App and PayPal. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay back, stay tuned. I'll see you guys later.